Hey guys, it's One Smith, and I'm here with the review of the Reborn 1/100 Zaku-II Kai from the OVA Mobile Suit Gundam War in the Pocket. This is now my third Reborn kit, and this is strike 3 for this line because, I don't know, Reborn line, the first couple kits like the Nightingale was really interesting, and the Infant Kai looked interesting, but my hands-on experience hasn't been very well documented. The Vignagia was just too loose despite its size, and the Yak-Doga was just a big giant block. And I've heard a lot of great reviews about this kit where it's like, this is the turning point, it's finally stable, you should get it. I'm like, I don't know guys, this is the third time. Hopefully third time's the charm here. The Zaku-II Kai here is one of the protagonist suits alongside the Gundam Alex from that OVA, which was in celebration of then Gundam's 10th anniversary. And it's kind of like telling a small story. There have been a few other Zaku-II Kais, but this one specifically from War in the Pocket, piloted by Brenny Weinsman, who is infiltrating Side 6 because Zeke's got info about a secret Gundam in there, and if they don't take care of that Gundam, they're gonna blow up a colony, and millions of lives are at stake. So it's a tragic story about how two people from two sides of a war can find common ground and actually find love, but unknowns to both of them, they're the enemy. And it's just a sad and tragic tale with a very bittersweet ending. Here we go. For me, this is pretty much gonna be the make or break for this line with me. It's just, this is the third time, hopefully this is the charm, but let's open up the box and see what we have here. Opening up the box and all built up, we have the Zaku-II Kai, and I'm actually a little surprised at the color scheme. I was expecting more muted colors based on the OVA, but they kind of went with the brighter tones of the moss green and red. I guess they were trying to go for a more standardized color. But otherwise, this thing looks great. The build, it's so frustrating because it's almost a master grade. It's almost there. It's got inner frames on the leg, a little bit in the chest, not so much in the arms. If it just pushed just a little bit more, this could have been a master grade, but alas, this is not a master grade. But even though it's not a master grade, I gotta say, it's definitely a lot better than even the Season 1 IBO kits. It's solid, it stands strong, no loose parts whatsoever, and the visual representation is strong. No stickers outside the mono eye, which I painted a clear red, and it looks great. Well, while it looks great, let's take a look at the articulation. As we always do, we start with the head. The head is on a double jointed ball joint and can go 360 so easy it makes your head spin. The shoulder parts are on its own hinge system, and the arms can swing out 360, no problem. Arms, you can get more than 90 degrees, and you're gonna get a double cut on the joints. You're gonna get the bicep swivel, but you're also gonna be able to get a elbow swivel, which will come in handy if you ever wanted to do a diaphragm of this. Obviously, double jointed elbows, and the hands are on a ball joint. Waist and chest articulation, you're actually going to get a lot, not only beyond the inside of the chest, but the chest can break out onto its own, as well as a hinge system on the waist, and you can even get the cockpit to open up, even though there's no figure, there's no real cockpit, but you can get a cockpit-like function. 360 wide around, front and side skirts can go out pretty easily. You are going to get a basic joints with the waist, and you're going to be able to get not quite perpendicular with the legs, but still you're going to get a really nice spread that you're going to be able to get far across. With the legs, you're going to get a really tight and strong double jointed knee, and with the legs, you're going to get on the ankles a toe joint and a bit of a swivel. Overall, I gotta say everything is tightly jointed together. Very few loose parts. I mean, the chest is gonna fly out if you go a little bit too crazy. But otherwise, this is a really tight-knit package. I have no complaints about articulation. Now we come to accessories, and we're gonna start with the 90mm machine gun, which is the standard for the Zaku-II. Nice, molded together, one simple piece, slap it on together. and you're going to be able to get some pretty nice posing with it. It's simple. You get one gun holding hand, which is only on the right, unfortunately. So the Zaku-II is only going to be able to hold it in one hand, but you can get some nice shooting poses with it, especially when you get it up on an action base. Not that you need an action base, surprisingly. One cool thing about the machine gun is on the left side skirt is actually functional. You're going to get an open hatch where you can store the ammo clip. And the ammo clip, you can have it holding as if the Gundam, or should I say, with the ammo clip, you can get it to where the Zaku, once it unloads its rounds, can reload and restock the gun pretty easily. So that's a neat gimmick. Next up, we're going to have the Enhanced Heat Hawk. And what I mean by enhanced is, the one thing about the Kai is it includes some improvements on the basic armament of the traditional Zaku. So you're going to get a Heat Hawk with an extended handle. So if you wanted to, the Zaku can hold it up with one or two hands. I prefer one hand because that's like the classic Zaku running up on you with a big giant hawk that can cut you up because it's heated up with metal. Zaku's, I swear, I mean, Gundams make them look like mincemeat, but on their own, they can be pretty terrifying. Don't you ever underestimate the Zaku. But with the Heat Hawk, you're going to get one additional bonus, in that you're going to get two sort of handles. You're going to get a big handle and a small handle. With the small handle, you attach this great piece here, and you're going to be able to store it on the back of the Zaku. Next up, you're going to get these little hand grenades. You get 5, but you get 2 that can be held in the arm, so you can have it like the Zaku stirring out, and then the other 3 are permanently stored on the right side waist skirt, so that's how that works. Because there are multiple variants of the Zaku-II Kai, Bandai did have that in mind, and you get 3 variants. Standard, the Strawheim shoulder, or the B type, and you're going to get the Commander types. One thing to note, the clear piece behind the eye is difficult to get out, so it might be a bit troubling to swap them out often. And here we have the Zaku-II Kai next to my GM Sniper, and despite the fact that there's almost a 20-year difference between these kits, they still look somewhat in universe. They look like they're in the same series, although the Zaku does have a significant height advantage to the GM, and that just comes with almost 20 years of technology. The GM Sniper is just kind of short and stocky, but you still get to see that they're almost kind of counterparts. The Zaku-II has far more articulation than even the GM Sniper, which is saying something, which is good for technology. Wrapping up this review of the Zaku-II Kai, and we got a winner, guys. This kit is awesome. Like I said earlier, it's almost a master grade. If Bandai had just pushed it just a little bit more, or if it just used the Zaku-II inner frame, we could have gotten a master grade Zaku-II Kai. But obviously, when it came to this, the focus was more on the Alex because the Alex really needed the 2.0. But for what it is, strong, sturdy, fun accessories. My only complaints are so nitpicky, they're actually funny. You only get 2 back of the hands, and you gotta separate them when you want to use different hands. And they fit in so tightly, they can partially snap on you, which happened to me. And the clear visor that goes behind, or goes in front of the clear Zaku eye, that gets stuck into one of the helmets. So if you want to keep swapping it out, it's going to be pretty difficult. My advice, stick to one version and then go from there. Strong articulation, simplified a bit of accessories, but it's everything that was included in the OVA, and they did think of other variants that you can have within your Zaku collection, which is actually pretty thoughtful. Bandai got rid of the polycaps. There are no polycaps in this kit. This is all plastic, people, so it's strong and sturdy. So now they got rid of the polycaps. Bandai has a really strong formula for the Reborn's 1/100 line. If you guys were wondering, yes, I am going to review Gundam Alex 2.0 very soon. This will probably be the next review after this because these guys complement each other more ways than one. But until then, I'm 101R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace.